Look, fellas, I cannot say this enough. Women are obsessed with the man who has this dark aura, right? You're not going to be the light of the world. That's not what's going to attract women. You're like this hyper positive person that's always smiling, cheesing all the time, like always light, lackluster, like always just like, no, that stuff, you may be as a good friend to a woman, right? A lot of these men that are always lighthearted and they always get friend zoned, right? Always get friend zoned. And that's because they don't demonstrate power. They don't demonstrate status. They do not demonstrate that they have a level of domination. They don't have any of these things, right? By the way, if you're interested in building yourself as a man in terms of getting into your dark traits, understanding what they are and leveraging them for more power, understanding that, being able to leverage that to be able to dominate social interactions, being able to make more money online because now you are tapped into your darker self and you can integrate it. Link is in the description. This is not for everybody. This is literally for men who have achieved something in life and they want to be able to get greater returns by integrating their dark self. I'm doing a full mentorship for that. So if you're interested in that, link is in the description. Also, if you're looking to get in shape, if you're looking to get a better physique for yourself, link is also in the description as well. So I had to do a shameless plug there, but let's get back to what we were talking about, the dark aura, right? You have to have a level of mystery and intrigue, right? That's a big one. A literal mystery and intrigue has to be shown in everything that you do when you're around these women, right? All types of women, by the way. This can be the innocent woman. This can also be the woman who is, experienced, right? You have to show a level of mystery and intrigue. A lot of men, they literally just are predictable. You have to be as least predictable as possible. You have to be the least predictable man in the room. They can't know what the next step is going to be. They can't know what the next emotion is going to be. They can't know what triggers you, right? You always have to keep them on their toes. That's what the man with the dark aura is. He doesn't emotionally react to a lot of things, right? He can trigger, he can allow for them to figure out or try to imagine, because women are all about imagination, right? You have to let their imagination run, which means you have to give them a certain level of mystery so that they can paint a picture of whoever they want you to be, and then that's going to be their perception of you. That is why the man with the dark aura always wins, right? So when you have that, and when somebody holds back this aspect of themselves and they hold back a lot of the aspects of the light and the humorous, right? Which you can be humorous to a certain extent, but if you hold that back and you have a certain level of mystery, at least in the beginning of your interaction, then it creates intrigue and it makes the woman want to understand you a lot more, right? That's just the fact. The second thing is confidence and independence, right? The man with the dark aura is confident, right? He's not the guy I'm not talking about the big macho man that walks around and tries to out alpha everybody. That actually shows tremendous weakness, right? But the man with the darker aura is often perceived as a man who is less reliant, right? Less reliant and does not need external validation. Less reliant on other people, very independent, right? Very, very independent. Does not try to look for other people to make him feel better about himself. Does not look for the woman to give him some level of validation for the way that he looks or for the way that he is. He knows what he is already, right? And he does it through just smooth silence, right? He does not try to go get attention when he's in crowds. He'd rather actually just blend into the crowd, but the truth is he doesn't, because his aura, he has this dark aura that radiates that almost attracts everybody. People want to know, like, this person is so confident in themselves. They're not looking for attention. They're not boasting. They're not out here just shouting all of the time, right? So you have to have that self-assuredness to you. That's very, very important. And this literally signals strength, right? This type of confidence, it signals a lot of strength. It shows that you're secure in yourself. You're not easily influenced by other people. You have your own values. You have your own morals. And women find this extremely attractive, right? And a lot of men do not have this. A lot of men are constantly looking for validation from other men, from other women. They have no self-assuredness, right? And women obsess over guys who show this confidence and this independence of themselves, right? The third is very important. It's control and power. Control and power is really interesting, right? Because control and power signals that you have a level of control. You have a sense of control of everything that goes on in your environment, which a lot of men do not have, right? You tend to have this poise to you, and women are obsessed with guys like this, right? You know, you're aware of what your own strengths are. You're aware of your capabilities. You know, and you also can enforce your boundaries, right? Which shows a sign of power and competence, which women obsess over power and competence. If you have a level of power and competence, if your aura gives that out, women are going to obsess over that. So you need to start developing a sense of understanding and a sense of being able to control narratives around you, right? That's power, controlling narratives around you. People are always trying to push their narratives onto you. Even women are trying to push their narratives onto you. How can you start to control that narrative? How can you start to control that social dynamic so that you're constantly in power? You're constantly seen as the person who's higher in an effortless way, by the way, right? In a very calm way. The man who has a dark aura is extremely calm, extremely calculated, right? Has social intelligence through the roof, social emotional intelligence through the roof, right? So you have to understand that, because that's going to show that you have the power and competence that women obsess over, because that's why they go for men who are of higher positions in life. Because they have shown that they have this level of power, they have this level of competency, they have this level of influence, right? The next is risk and excitement. The dark aura shows that you have a willingness to break rules. You can actually start to break rules around you. You don't care about the rules. You don't care about what society puts in place. You don't care about the glass box that society tries to put everybody in. You shatter it with hammers no matter what. It doesn't matter, right? When you have a dark aura, that's what it signals. That's what you can do. That's what you need to start doing, is forget society's rules, these conventional rules. I'm not saying break laws. I'm saying break rules, conventional rules that people think are normal in society, that everybody needs to abide by. The man who can break these rules, that can take risks and actually venture into unknown territories, is who the woman is attracted to the most, because she's looking for a leader. She wants a sense of excitement. Women thrive off of emotional roller coasters, which a lot of men do not know how to manufacture in their interactions with women. So the man with the dark aura knows how to do these emotional roller coasters with women, knows how to strategically break rules and strategically be seen as the outlaw, right? Because women are attracted to that level of excitement. And they're just not predictable. They don't have a routine. They don't have some level of predictability, right? So that draws people in, not just women, but people. They're drawn to the misfit. They're drawn to the person who refuses to live by society's rule. The guy who's not working the 9 to 5, who's starting his own business. That's attractive to most people, because most people don't have the balls to go do it. I'm not saying you go drop your job and go do that, but I'm saying that's a part of the dark aura that a lot of people love. They love the fact that this person literally can just live life on his own terms. Unbothered, unscripted, raw, uncut, right? And is very direct, very assertive. That's very important. And it generates a level of excitement, not just women, but also men as well, who want to be friends with you, who want to be in your network. The next is having some level of emotional complexity, right? This is the last one. You have to have a level of social, not social, but really emotional complexity. And what is that? What do I mean by that? Right? So the biggest thing that you have to understand, that the man with the dark aura, right? He has a deeper and a very complex inner world. It's almost like an onion, right? And this onion has so many layers to it that because a lot of men, they live their lives in pretty much like a surface level way. They only have surface level depth in their character, in their personalities, in anything that they do, which makes them extremely boring, right? And the people who have a level of complexity to them, right? Which comes from understanding who you are, which comes from knowing the experiences that you have in life, what you like, what you dislike, right? Learning new skills, reading new books, right? Always reading, always analyzing information, always learning new things to get more depth into your emotional complexity. The more levels, the more like layers that this onion has, the more the woman will be obsessed with you, because she constantly keeps trying to peel the onion back to get to the center. But the reality is she'll never get to the center. She'll never get to the center, because you're so complex. That is what makes that dark aura. That's what makes people so fascinated by these people. You make people feel like there's more to discover. You make women feel like there's so much more to discover. They haven't really just nailed you down yet. They haven't figured you out. And they may never figure you out, which makes them want to be around you so much more, which is highly important, right? So this unpredictability, this way of living, right? This not knowing, right? That who this person is, how this person may feel at a certain point in time. Always shifting your emotions strategically to manipulate situations is important to know. It's dark, but that's the dark aura that you need to have, right? And that adds to the emotional weight to any connection that's formed, right? You want to have a certain level of emotional weight. That's what the dark aura is. This dark aura is important because literally these hidden traits that you don't necessarily know that you have, that you try to suppress all of the time, this is what's going to get you the most options for women and also the most connections with other men, right? When you have this level of a dark aura, when you have this poise to you, when you have this level of complexity, when you're mysterious, when you show some level of intrigue, it's very, very important to have. So that is literally what women obsess over. Those are the types of guys that women obsess over. You're not the happy-go-lucky guy that's always just happy and joking around. That's the friend. That's the guy that the woman finds pleasant to be around, but there's no sexual tension whatsoever, right? That's what keeps a lot of men, the nice guys, in the friend zone. But the guys who have that dark aura, they're never in the friend zone because they have boundaries. They know who they are. They'll never fall for that. They'll never fall for the illusion of, oh yeah, he's so cool, he's funny, he's cute. No, men with dark auras are not cute. They're handsome men. That doesn't necessarily just mean about how they look, but how they comport themselves in society. How do they display themselves brilliantly, right? How do they create that dark aura around them that shakes the room when they walk inside? When people want to just know who they are, and they're so complex that people just continuously want to know more about them. That's who you need to become, right? Again, I talk a lot more about this in my mentorship, my one-on-one mentorship. So if you're interested in that, link is in the description. Again, apply, see if it makes sense. If it makes sense, if you qualify, I would love to talk with you and see if we can work together so that I can help you. Because I've developed this for myself. It took me years to do. I used to be the guy who was the nice guy, right? Switched it up and started dominating in life, started dominating in business, started dominating in relationships, started dominating in everything. Power dynamics, understanding that. Like understanding just how people take human nature, understanding markets, understanding how to actually get into markets and actually start to manipulate markets to be able to make money. These are very advanced topics that I don't think the beginner needs to know. I think the man who has already lived a certain level of life, who's already maybe had a job and kind of understands social dynamics to a certain extent, this is going to help them. This is a higher level mentorship that I want to be able to provide to people. That's who I want to work with, right? And if you're younger and you feel like you're ready for it, again, apply. All right? So I appreciate you, and I'll catch you on the next video.